All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Total Annihilation Replays. Today, I am bringing you some tournament games, and we've got a nice little live stream here. These games just happened today, so I figured it'd be good just to get them out there for everyone to watch them. For those who've been following the Pinky in the Brain 2 versus 2 ProTA tournament. So joining me today, I have one of the players from the game. I have got the SgtServe himself of Team SgtSpag, which I believe is a combination of SgtServe and Spaghetti, which is SgtServe and Redox. Serve, say hi to the good folks.
Hello, good to meet you.
So we're going to be reviewing the games. Just kind of, I haven't seen these yet, so I actually don't know. I don't know what happens. So we'll have to see. So, and then if you're in the chat and if there's any issues with the audio or anything like that, make sure you let me know, and I'll get that all taken care of. So what you're looking at here is Riding the Fourth Wave, which is a brand new map here. And I've got an error right now. It says that the video streaming is a little bit problematic right now. So if you guys, Serve, is it good on the watch side there? Does it look all right?
Yeah, looks good so far.
Okay, what if I'm moving around here? Are we good?
I have not caught up with the live stream yet.
Okay.
I'm obviously a little behind.
Yeah. This is live troubleshooting right here. I'm trying to adjust the bitrate because I know some of you guys have mentioned that the video gets a little fuzzy. And it looks like I may have put it up a little high. I'm going to try lowering it, and we'll see if that helps us out.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stream and it looks good to me.
Okay, it looks good.
Moving around a little bit.
Moving around. You want to move around? Okay, I'm gonna drop it down to like 15,000 or whatever. Just drop it a little tiny bit. Okay, what is this? Oh, okay. YouTube is saying I need to use 6800. That's what the issue is. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Here, I'll go ahead and lower it to what YouTube is recommending, and then I'll work on this some other time. Just trying to upgrade my setup. I'm hoping to get a new mic soon too, so that way we can 6800. Okay. Yeah, it's saying right now. This is saying I'm getting dropped frames. So. All right. Okay. Alrighty. So this is Riding the Fourth Wave, which is a brand new map, and this is a really cool map. I am a big fan of it. It kind of reminds me a lot of Icy Bergs, which is a sea reclaim map. But this gives you a little bit of land and some other stuff too. So, yep. There we go.
I've never really seen a water reclaim map before.
That is because you are new to Total Annihilation. Pretty much the only one before was Icy Bergs. That was I think it came in Battle Tactics, or was it?
Yeah, I remember that one, but like Metal Rex,
Oh, like the city too. Yeah, on this tile set. Yeah, this is the first one of this that I've seen, and it's a really cool map. So, title is good on this one, and this is still telling me that we are getting video interruptions. So. You all have to let me know in the chat if things mess up. I'm just going to get started here, and hopefully we're good to go. So on the right here, we have Team Tag. So we have Rock and Venom. And on the left, we have SgtServe and Redox. So Redox in red, SgtServe in blue. So was that a deliberate? Is that just your normal color, or was that a deliberate camouflage choice for you?
I think that's what it gave me, and I just didn't think to change it. We had a little bit of a challenge with getting the game started correctly, so with the placement, we had to rehost it once.
Oh, well, that's okay. So the build on this one right here, and I've only played this a few times, but I figure it's energy, get your shipyard as fast as possible, and then start picking up metal. So you can see similar builds, 2 titles to Sonar on the right side, and you guys went title to shipyard. Looks like Redox is a little bit ahead here. it'll eventually have you catch up. Right now it's ghost calming.
Yeah.
2 sonars, and they turn them off. Sonars come up faster than tidal, although a tidal is plus 22 here, I want to say. So it's pretty good. Uh-oh. Well, that's crazy. I haven't seen this happen in a...
I have that happen somewhat frequently when I watch replays.
If I reject you, do we just got to restart this?
I've just let it be, and it will just like go away on its own.
Okay, there it goes. All right. Okay.
It's really weird.
On the right, so
it happened earlier when I watched the replay too.
They use sonars for that, and you can see that actually really sped them up a little bit. And they're going Venom going right away, 1 searcher, and then getting his Seacon out after that. Rock starting immediately on a Seacon. So 1 con out here from Redox, building a missile tower. I don't know if I really like that play. Because this needs to be out there picking things up. Missile tower is something you'd want if there was air coming in, but since something's coming, the only thing that might be coming in would be one of these guys. These cost just about the same much as the floating missile tower, but they can actually move around. So if you were going to build some quick defense, that's how I would do it. But we'll see how it plays out. I like picking up the small Rex first before you actually have the metal storage. Rock's got 2 cons out here on the right. Venom's on a single one, of course, because he put out the searcher here. You get your searcher out right on time to catch his as it arrives. So I imagine he won't stick around. There's a nice little trick he can pull. Let's see if he does it. He does not. Okay. Redox with a pair of cons out now, reclaiming. Serve, you got 2 searchers, 3 searchers out. Venom on 3 cons. Unfortunately, Serve, that leaves you now with just a solitary con to Venom's 3. So that already puts you a little bit behind. Redox on 2 cons. Rock with 3. That's kind of a big issue here is the construction unit count. They're out here. Yep, he's picking up these nice 500 metal wrecks, and there's a nice big 5,000 metal fusion wreck right there. Unfortunately, you can't actually get your units on top of it, because one of the ways you could actually raid your opponent would be to park a skeet right here, sink it, and then drop it, and it'll delete that wreck. But you can't do that with those fusion wrecks. You can with these big shipwrecks, though. And now for those listening in the background, you might be hearing some very excited young girls because my niece has just arrived. So for her sleepover. 2 cons here from SgtServe. Metal storage from Redox to be able to hold on to some of that excess, and he's starting to pick up some of the bigger wrecks at this point. SgtServe, you are pretty far behind. Everyone else is around 3K, but you're only at 1.5. But that's...
Yes.
Although, you know what, it might be because we're having another little lag out issues with the recording. Because, yeah, here you go. You just suddenly jumped.
I waited longer to reclaim that shipyard that was nearby.
Okay, so probably at this point. Yeah, you just jumped up 1,000. But Venom is sitting at 5. Redox at 7, doing a lot of picking up, although I don't know if he's accessing it at all. He does have a single storage. Now using his commander to work on a second shipyard. You notice how Rock used a Seacon to get a second shipyard so he could keep his commander on the starting shipyard. Venom got his metal storage up, a second shipyard going. So Serve on a single shipyard, Redox on 2. Everyone's on 2 except for you, Serve. What do you have to say for yourself?
My second one's about to start.
And
yeah, I'm a little behind.
Nice job on
Not
Redox
my best
here.
map.
Probably a little bit even. Well, yeah, if you're not used to big C maps, it's tough. It's really tough to kind of figure out the timing, and it's hard for me to teach because it's one of those things that I just kind of have down by feel because I used to play a ton of C maps as core only, because when you're core, it's like one of the ways you get an even game. And so I learned how to play the C maps pretty well back from OTA. Server just picks up a giant wreck right there. Nice big sub-wreck.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is going to absolutely hurt on the north side here. 3 searchers to guard this con. They start running south, but I don't know if you're going to get away. Venom senses something up, and he gets it, and he catches the con out. Redox, unfortunately, looks like he lost the searcher battle right here. Overcommitted. Yeah, way overcommitted. And now he is down way behind on the Skeet count, and that basically is probably going to seal the deal for him. I don't think Rock will let up after that. Venom and winning that little fight up north. You guys are somewhat even on this on the searcher count here, but
we are. But he's got more cons.
He's got more cons and production. Yep.
More build power. So
Redox was. Okay, now Rock's you're working on a third shipyard. Venom's got a third one up. So at this point, as long as they don't make any mistakes, they're gonna roll you up. Now Venom.
I actually really enjoy naval maps. This one in particular has been a tricky one for me to
learn. Yeah, I've only
to get a really good feel for.
I've only played it a few times, and yeah, I've done it differently each time, and I still don't know what's best on it. So Venom playing smartly here, I think, kind of holding back, because if you were to commit these, that could, especially if they start shooting at titles and shipyards, that could actually give you a chance to get back in the game. But he just sees Rock's got the big advantage down here. You're going to have to go down to send him up. The moment you go down, he knows he's free to go in. So here he comes.
He's moving ahead as I'm knowing that I'm going to...
Yeah, so he sees you down here. He knows that he's going to have numbers on you in the north, so starts putting pressure on the north.
And I actually split worst because I didn't have good intel. I didn't know exactly where he was.
Oh yeah, you didn't have a sonar up.
I didn't have a sonar close enough. I had one next to my base.
Oh yeah,
but not further enough forward. And I was thinking, okay, he's probably gonna come left, but he came right. And that was just at that point I kind of knew it was it. Yeah. Even though I sent some stuff down to Redox, it wasn't gonna be enough to help him.
Yeah, and that is a swift victory there at that point. Then I'm switching shoot all on. Oftentimes you want to leave shoot all off when you're fighting in the sea, because you don't want your searchers to kill his searchers. You can see how they're shooting their missiles into the water at the titles, so that's something that you got to keep in mind. Rock is over on Redox in the south, Venom's over on Serve on the north. At this point, it's just a matter of them bringing in something that can end the game. All of us metal now is theirs. So 4 factories on searchers, 3 from Rock. They got their title spam going. Redox has 1 con still out and working. Serve, all your cons are at base here.
Yeah, I think the early sonar for energy is interesting.
I like it actually.
I guess it gives you a little bit at the beginning. Mm-hmm. It's helpful because that's kind of the thing you're writing at the very beginning of it. I think that Rock's 3 cons there is a small risk. I mean, if someone comes early and positions correctly, that could be really painful.
Yep.
For him to steal some of those cons and take them out. I think the main thing is that on this map, it seems that getting a feel for...
Venom asks if there's a crash going on here, because he sees that you're not moving. Redox still reclaiming. Yeah. Redox says no crash.
Yeah, I don't see a crash either. The recording. I don't know what was going on with Venom's units. They were acting funny.
Yeah, they are kind of shooting all over the place here.
Yeah, it on the recording at least it looks like just his units were doing that. So I don't know why that would happen. Staff was definitely acting a little funny at one point.
He says nothing dying except for his own units. But he says nothing's dying, but at this point there's nothing to kill. So he says, "Oh, I'm here repairing it." That makes sense. He says that's how the game works. Everything at the same time. Oh, that's so funny. This is Commander 2. So it is just a connection issue. That's so you can. Yeah, he's still shooting a title right here. He says it's all dead over here, yeah. I love this play by Redox right here. Redox says he's got 2 comms. He's going to try and go. It's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes into the game at this point, so technically if he crosses midfield for the comm bomb, that is an instant loss. But it would still be very, very, very funny for him to be able to pull off a comm bomb here. He does not have enough energy. Serve, you need to... I guess you probably are sharing him the E. But... Venom says you can leave now, guys. Let's not run down that clock. It's true because the time actually comes in here. Redox says okay, um, and goes ahead and bows out. That's funny.
The time just suddenly jumps.
I have 5
The time
commander.
just suddenly jumps.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I tried to go
that's
for
a
a
different
walk,
time.
but didn't work.
Yeah, I see you're going for a stroll here. Obviously, they'd be able to intercept you before you make it there. And you can see this is just for new players too. This is just a good habit. Even if when you think the game is won, keep your cons moving. Make sure you're building properly. Try not to excess. Do the things you need to do to win a game, even when the game is already won, because you may be surprised one of these days and find out that a game you think is won isn't over yet. Hey, Kevlar, welcome. And then BTU Eb Duncan, I see, is in the chat as well. And a sub comes in to take care of a walking serve, and he is down. And that is it.
I just controlled D.
You just controlled D at that point. Yeah, it's true. There's no point. So
no, I'm not gonna run sub.
Yep. First game goes to Team Tag against SgtSpag.
Yeah, but what about Red?
Red surrendered because he wanted to keep the game clock down, but I still think he should have tried his com bomb. I think that would have been more fun.
I agree.
So Venom talked him out of it. So, alrighty. So here we go. We got the final resources here. You can see right here, Team Tag, way bigger on the resources. SgtServe, big excess, but at that point you're still doing a little reclaiming with no way to spend it. So, and Redox did all right with the excess. Just needed to snag more of that metal. All right, moving on to game 2. Any comments you have for us, Serve, on that one? Any thoughts?
I think that map is all about finding the right balance of skeets versus cons, and I'm at the point now where I'd say you almost have to go 10-1, maybe 15-1 on skeets versus cons.
Yeah, for me, I think timing matters a lot.
Oh, totally.
So, because you could go 10 skeets, but if you do it in the beginning of the game without any cons, you're going to burn out of metal. So.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, 1 or 2 at the start is realistic.
Venom says in the chat that he fell for it, the timing ploy.
Yeah.
So.
But I do think early, a couple cons for sure, and then some skeets. But the rest of the game, that feel like you're talking about, that's the really hard part. I think that's the thing that differentiates, because I don't have a good feel, so I kind of have to have a formula that I use instead. And sometimes that formula works, and sometimes it doesn't.
That's when I first started playing today. That's what I'd do. I'd get a lab up and be like, okay, queue up 10 gators, 1 con, 10 slashers, 1 con, 10 slashers, 1 con. Until I kind of learned how to start managing it manually. And even then, I always feel like I don't have enough of one or the other. So, All right, so the final map here is Claustrophobia. I think this was the leftover map after you guys got done banning. Thoughts going into this one? Is this something you and Redox worked on?
We both played it a little bit. It was their pick, so we picked Riding the Fourth Wave. They picked Claustrophobia, which was a bit of a surprise. I did not expect them to pick this map. I expected them, frankly, to pick Green Ace.
Well, I think, if I can tip my hat to you guys, I think they watched the game with you and me against you two on Green Ace, and they're like, you know what? That's maybe more of a risk than we want to take. So although I think they're confident there, obviously they're confident on every map, but it's one of those things where you're just like, you know what, we're playing competitive tournament games here. We don't take chances. Those guys know how to play Green Ace, so we're not going to play it. And that's how Nick and I were thinking about it too. It's like, you guys play corners, you know how to play corners, so we're just not going to let you play it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I've been playing Claustrophobia quite a bit. You can go ahead and start it if you want.
I got it going.
And that's right, the stream is behind a little bit. But I've been playing Claustrophobia a bit. This one it's challenging. I think the thing you have to remember about the pack bans and the picks is you get a ban, then the other team gets a ban, then you get a pick. So really, you get
a lot of maps.
A ban and a pick really is what you get to start with, and the rest of it is all bans. You only get one map you really get to pick. And the rest is just avoidance. And so for us, it was, we don't want to play Chili Rivers.
Obviously,
for sure.
Yeah, Rock
against
lives.
them.
If Rock could move to Chili Rivers and have it still be the nice weather of Gibraltar, he would move there in real life. I'm convinced of it.
The Chili Rivers.
That's true. The Chili Rivers.
But so for us, is we don't want to play that, and then it just came down to a comfort level. Okay, which maps are you least comfortable with, and we're going to ban those. You know, we're going to ban the maps that we're least comfortable with, knowing that there's a good chance that since the other team gets to pick, they're going to pick something that we may not be totally comfortable with, or may not be our favorite.
Yeah, and that's a smart way, I think, to do it. So we can see Redox here playing the TA tan and the no, that's you, SgtServe, playing the tan. More
I like the tan.
More camouflage. You're gonna have to best attend me for it if you want to keep it.
Oh well, no, I'm not that tied to it. No, I do like it because I typically can see. I usually pick it when you're not playing.
Yeah.
But I typically can see my units well, and most people don't pick it, so I don't have to fight anybody for it usually.
Yeah, I do like it. So there's a lot of metal, but there's not a lot of space. This map is called Claustrophobia. My son is here on the... Here, go ahead, say hi, Internet.
Hi, bye.
So here we go. I like your start over here with just the solars into the lab. This is a flea, and Redox is ready for it, even without radar. But you can see the missile tower is just not able to shoot over this, and the flea's not able to shoot over too. So yeah, they're just sitting there. That's just annoying.
Yeah.
Lots of AKs from SgtServe here. Venom going all cons. Rock 2,
I don't get
all
what the
cons.
point is of the
1, 2,
flea
3,
on
4,
this.
5, 6. Just to be obnoxious. Yeah, it gives him something to do too early in the game. So at this point, you guys are pretty far behind in the construction units. So you have a raiding force, but by the time that gets up there, he's probably going to be more than ready for it. So this is actually, you see what Venom's doing here. He actually knows, okay, you've got 6 AKs. So he knows that he's got, you got 5 AKs, and he knows he's got 5 cons. And so that's just information that goes to him. He knows that he has more cons than you as a result. And your AKs are all the way at your base, meaning he actually has time to, you can see he didn't react by building more AKs himself. He has plenty of time before they get here. So he can actually push out even more cons before your raid even shows up.
That's good insight, because that's not the way I've typically thought about those things, but that is good to think about.
Yeah, and that's where you can kind of have some natural instinct in time. You can see now here he switches to AKs. He also has radar too, so that's going to give him a little time. But he's like, okay, well, I know he's got 5. If he sent them, they would probably be right about here right now, and then he'd have 2 out, plus a missile tower, and he'd be able to eventually clog it up and prevent that raid from getting in. So, Rock, on the other hand, didn't have the same intel on Redox. So Redox is getting in here. He's going to bag a max. Rox quickly switches to Pee-wees. Getting cons here would be most important. Redox backing out after tagging the mechs. Nice little new feature over here.
Yeah, we're actually talking to him and I live about. We were saying, hey, we want the cons here. We want the cons if we can.
Redox already moving into the advanced. Serve you moving into the advanced as well. I like early advanced here, but I've only played this map like twice, so I can't tell you if it's.
I think it's a good play. I know it's good. I've seen people better than me play, and it works well. Energy, as long as you manage the energy, you have to have a plan for how you're going to manage the energy needs of the advanced.
You can see Redox here. I do like this play right here. Coming in, Venom's focused on the forces to the south. Redox is going to be able to get in here, and if he plays this right, he's going to get himself a couple cons. And killing those cons is going to be pretty darn important. He finds one right here. 1 down, 2 down, and the battle begins here with Venom's unit. Venom having to react to the surprise attacks from Redox over here. 3 cons down.
And that circling there that you saw was just a matter of me looking at the map, even though we couldn't see it yet.
And seeing where the reclaims
of
were
where
disappearing.
how a reclaim was happening, and going, hey, that's where the cons are going to be. So I was looking and telling him verbally, that's where they are. and then
Unfortunately,
he would keep
Redox
going
is so busy with the with that raid there. He's got 2 idle K-Bot cons down here while he's stalling on his advance. So he needs those K-Bot cons to keep reclaiming. One of the things that I'll do on a map like this is I will do a bunch of manual reclaims because those are faster. But then at the end of that, I'll do a little patrol. Just in case I lose track of that con, it will still keep picking up metal for me if there's space. So this
I do the same.
I don't know if that raid by Redox was enough. Looking here at Venom, Venom is now getting his advance started. I can see yours is done on the bottom side. So is Redox's. He's moving into Warriors.
First thing I do is I queue up a couple advanced, I think.
Yep, we got a few advanced cons on the way.
Blue and white on the same team.
Blue and tan are on the same team, and orange and teal are on the same team. So it's Mr. Venom and Mr. Rock versus Redox, Mr. Redox, and SgtServe. All right. I don't think Rock got any. I didn't see him. Did he get any cons here?
None of mine.
I'm looking at Redox's.
But I don't. I think he gets one of Redox's.
Venom has certainly got more units coming out because he switched back to cons. He's got instigators coming in too. Those are a little bit tougher, but they won't be any match for pyros. Let's put those out. Or cans. Although I kind of prefer pyros from the mobility a little earlier, especially considering Venom is just trying to surround you, get all over the place. Nice job stopping that up. Can shots fired. If Venom was paying attention, he sees that. He knows your advance. Rock's got his advance up. He's working on some mohos. And you can see Venom is the one who's done the most work as far as reclaiming, it looks like. Venom and Redox, actually. Redox is doing a pretty good job, too, about getting his base all cleaned up. Yeah, Venom at 14k, Rock at 12, Redox at 10, SgtServe, you're at 8. Need more cons. You got an idle T1 factory.
I have a lot of idle cons also happening and things patrolling in areas that are not reclaiming. I did not manage that well.
Yeah, it's tough. This is a very tiring map to play, in my opinion, because it just click, 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 as fast as you can go. There's always something to be done. Control B, do something. Control B, do something.
Yep. It was frankly that raid in the middle on the south that really got me off kilter.
Yeah, that got me off cons too. It looks like, or at least pushed them.
And I had to adjust. I pulled some back and then forgot to put them back, patrolling that area where all the rocks were.
Yep, I see. Just now you've got them going, and you're producing more T1 cons out of your first factory. Venom hosing out some pyros. At this point, you can see he's got lots of solars. Yeah, your solar guy is also gone idle here too. Really easy to do because you can't like hook a really, really long line of solars because there's just rocks in the way. You can see Rock up here on the top left doing his best Coolnick impression with some lines of MTs.
And I actually think on this is a good way for getting a T1 air lab up early, because then you can have your planes patrol an area, and most people don't send AA units on their raids, so it's hard for other units to take down those air cons, versus the land cons are much easier to get.
Yeah. Rock, nobody has gone. Oh yeah, Rock is just going air now at this point, and so is Venom. And at this point, they are ahead. You guys are not out of it yet. Rock now doing a little bit of raiding over here. He sees that Redox was covered, so he decides to come in and bother you. Yeah, Venom, that is correct. Patrol does move it from Control B. So I don't do it with all of them, but oftentimes I'll do it with a lot of them, especially if I'm just having trouble keeping it up, or if I know it's probably going to die before I get a chance to Control B it again.
Where patrol is a viable strategy. A lot of times it doesn't work well.
You're breaking up there, sir. I don't know if it's my connection or yours. The tag team is looking definitely solid up here. They're about to kind of join in the middle, and that makes the front line a little easier to do. Makes it harder to double. Cans are great here. Just the fact that they're so tough that even when something gets on top of them, they'll destroy it. You gotta have enough energy to shoot them.
Yep.
Lots of warriors from Rock there. Plenty of pyros from Venom coming down here. The cans will tear up the pyros if you got enough of them. I don't know if you do. So you get an HLT up here. And at this point, I think I see the experience coming in here, because you know, Venom and Rock just kind of naturally building, continuing to expand their eco, whereas you're getting stuck with having to do so much.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried because I haven't been able to manage both the energy and the reclaim simultaneously, and I haven't found a good solution for those raids down the middle. That's why I'm building those HLTs, because those are problematic, and the cans are so slow.
Yep.
You know,
yeah, that's why.
That's
why I prefer the pyros, honestly, to start. All right, a little bit of breathing room, but now you have a scout flying over the top, and no reaction from you yet. It's been there for a good minute.
Yeah. My reaction is I'm gonna start building MTs here in a moment.
There you go. The can finally shot it down. Or no, the HLT shot it down. Nice shooting. All right. Redox starting on a fusion. No fusions from the North team just at this point. Still relying heavily on solars. A handful of MTs to protect from air. Yeah, and this is the other issue with patrolling, of course, is now these cons are in here just repairing damaged cans, although, you know, that ends up helping you out. HLT from Redox here, trying to stop this really tough raid coming in from Rock. Yeah, Rock doesn't want to commit too much and feed him. That's why he's kind of pulling back there. He's testing this side over here with the raid. So they just continue to expand. Now the air cons are up and patrolling, kind of like what you guys were saying. Venom sharing energy to Rock, as Rock is currently stalling on it. Yeah, Rock does not nearly have enough solars for what he's doing here. You know, you get Rock is looking mortal this tournament. It means it means that it can be beat.
I've also thought that this map is interesting because it kind of forces you to be. It's pretty hard to not naturally put solars in that back portion of your base, because that's where you're going to have your room first. And it makes me think that, you know, little things like off-screening bombers early and then having them come in and just kill the energy is a really interesting strategy. I haven't seen anybody do it yet.
Yeah, that would be.
I wonder how.
That would be pretty painful to lose all your E. That would be game ending if done properly.
Yeah.
Venom moving on to advanced air. No bombers from him. He's been focusing on just cons, which, again, that's a solid way to, you know, make sure you're in the lead here. We can check. At this point, they are way ahead. 50K for them, and then you guys combined are at 57. So 50K each for them. So. At this point, it's a matter of, okay, well, can you turtle up and get something that can kill them? You guys still haven't really connected them the same way they have. They've got radar up the middle here. Let's see.
Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking I have a force that's large enough to hold better, but that middle section I'm still worried about.
You can see there's just the radar coverage from everyone. Everyone's got their advanced up, so between the two teams, they all have their entire sides covered. So you guys can see this raid coming down. There you go. Rock's got his fusion going. He's still just relying on energy from Venom. I don't think he built any more solar. Yeah, Venom's at 2000 E. You have just as much E as Rock, basically, right around 1000.
Just
You're breaking up there a little bit, sir. It might be my connection with the stream. We can kind of just see, the way the map is looking at this point with the tag team creeping down the map with their structures, taking more and more pressure. You can see the warrior raid down here, pushing in.
Yeah, so he bags 2 cons.
Yep.
Those are some of the ones I was depending on for my reclaim.
Very, very painful. Yeah, and you still only have 1 advanced con going. And you have metal in the tank. The thing I do love about the advanced cons is they do, you got 2 advanced cons going, okay. Is what they do to your build power. Although I don't really see much from, you can see, Venom's got a bunch here. He's got his, going for what appears to be a commander snipe. He knows you don't have much by way of AA, at least last check. Now you've got more, so he will need a decent amount of rapiers if he wants to get in there and get the commander. Redox's fusion's almost done. I remember always in OTA when I was playing and I got that first fusion up, it was like a big sigh of relief for what it did. Because you went from having a huge investment, that potentially can lose you the game if they catch it at the right time, to having something that's cranking out for you. So Venom's bringing cans of his own, and that is proving to be a problem for SgtServe. Coming in on 2 sides. Definitely feel. Sorry, I need to say right. Jaw definitely feel. Gatgun though doing some work. No, it's being blocked by the rocks. Because what makes Gatguns good is their longer range. Vipers might actually be a better choice here, considering all the obstructions.
The other thing I like about the Vipers is if you DT them, the aim point is the ground, which means units that might hit a gat gun above the DT, the likelihood of them hitting the Viper goes down. Because even when the gat gun is open, they still try to shoot at the base of the unit, which has the DTs around it. Like sumos.
Yeah, most aim points most units have their aim point lower.
Yeah. Yep. Sumos will spend all day trying to chew through DTs around a Viper. They just won't hit the Viper. Whereas they will hit the gas.
So this where it might have been good here just to bring the comm over and degun these guys.
Yeah, I was just not thinking straight.
You guys have made it past the and in comes, although if you'd done that, in comes the rapiers. They find the commander. There's no getting out of this right here. That is good game. Tries an anti-block. Redox's fusion is up and running, but that's not going to be good enough for him at this point to survive both from a monstrous, extra large Venom. All these metal extractors capped up here with mohos. 180 income at this point. You can see Rock doing much the same. Venom just coming in and building air defense for Rock too. Yeah, orange and green are going to win. That's right. Venom still has some rapiers alive from that last attack. Redox does have some anti-air and a flacker too, but rapiers are very good against flak.
If they can get their first shot off. If you bunch them to run in front of that flak, they will die quick.
Yep, that's true. Rock is overrunning at this point. Venom's just flying some circles. These guys will get shot down. I think Redox may have just cloaked his comm. Yep, his commander's right here, so he can't see it. Not going for a cheeky comm bomb this time, though. Because let's see, if he were to pop and appear right here in the starting position, yeah, Rock's commander has cloaked at this point. I imagine Venom's has as well, because they don't want to have any kind of thing. So cloaking your commanders when you make it go invisible.
When your opponent suddenly dies,
Yeah.
and you see units moving fast on radar, that's a good reminder. Cloak your comm. That's how I always look at it. When I see those fast moving units, that's how I knew I needed to start building MPs, as I saw fast moving units on the screen.
Raiders now from Venom. Redox says, "All right, GG." And right before the rapiers were going to come in, all they need to do is kill the flak, and I think they would have gotten the commander too. So victory to Team Tag. They go 2-0, and I think I'm trying to think if they've played any other games in their bracket. I don't think they. No, they did, because they played the Keeper and X games. So they're leading Group C at this point.
Green is the only one up there.
Because the game's over now.
But green is the only one up there.
Yeah, I know. That's because the game is finishing itself up. So I'm going to try and see if the resource totals come up. But this is what we're looking at. Rock with 109, Venom with 132, Redox and Serve 62 and 43,000 respectively. Venom was bringing in the Dominators, the Cans, all kinds of ground units at this point, as well as his Rapier Snipe. So, good game, guys. Good game. Awesome to get the tournament games in. So at this point, you guys have one game left with Team Cool Post, which is myself and Coolnick. One game left with, let's see, with
Rock and Venom.
Rock and Venom, and then you have your full set with Keeper and X.
Yep.
So now I know you guys haven't done map picks yet, so I'm not going to ask you to betray your map pick strategy. But from these games that you've had thus far, any takeaways you want to bring into those matches there? Obviously, I won't ask you any takeaways you want to bring into the match with Nick and I, because then, I'd be like, hey, so how are you planning on beating us so I can stop you? So
I would say having a good feel for what early start of the game strategies are in terms of build queues and things to watch out for is always wise. But also, the two things that I've been trying to work on is where am I most comfortable with, and what is the way that I'm going to win the game. I gotta try to be thinking about how am I going to play to win instead of play to survive or play to lose. I tend to kind of get more in that road.
That comes from
play to survive.
A lot of team games, right? Where if you're doing the random team games, you don't want to be the guy who drops the game, where you just make the mistake and die. So you learn to kind of play to survive. And then it takes a while to transition, because you start out being like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And you're losing every game for your team. Then you get into the wow, wait, I can hold on. And then you get into the okay, now I'm playing to survive. I can consistently survive. Now how do I turn it to where I can carry my team to victory? And that it took a while for me to get to that point. So, and really how you do it is you just play a lot of games, and you and Redox are certainly doing it. Yeah,
I was able to pull up the victory screen from that last game. If you want the numbers, I can give them to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Venom had 132k metal, Rock had 108, I had 44, and Redox had 63k. Each 1,000 on each of those. So each one of them essentially made as much metal as Redox and I did combined. Tells the story.
Yeah, what was the excess like?
I accessed 0.
Oh, well done.
Redox accessed 1,300, and then neither of them accessed any. Venom was a beast on energy. He had 324,000 on energy. And then Redox had the second most energy at 187. Rock third most, 163, and me fourth with 115. That was the weak link.
Yeah. So cool. So yeah, I certainly think, having seen all the teams here, you guys can certainly pull a game or two off of Keeper and X. So I'm really looking forward to those matches with you guys. But like I said, I won't ask you to disclose too much more because they're here too, and I don't want to describe what we're doing because Nick and I need to get our games with Keeper and X too. Hopefully we're going to get those in maybe Monday night my time. So.
Good. We're looking forward to it.
And that'll be what we do. So, and then the TA Gods versus Cool Post, we're not exactly sure, but we're going to try and get that sorted out. We all have very bizarre time. So, okay, I got the resource screen to go up by just destroying my con. So yeah, here we go. So the excess metal, 000 for Serve, Venom, and Rock. Redox, the weak link there with the 1300. But Redox was a little higher than you, quite a bit higher than you on the metal produced by about 20K. So awesome. So thank you all so much for joining me, SgtServe. Thanks for coming in for the post-match interview and the during-match streaming. If for those who are trying to see the other games in this tournament, you got to check out BreezyCasts and MealSolutions, their YouTube channels. They have been streaming some of these games as well. So you can check them out. Most of them, I think, are in the live stream sections of their YouTube channels. So you can check those out. And when I get a chance to do some of these, I most certainly will. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have not hit the subscribe button, please do so. Leave a comment below, and I will catch you all around next time. All right, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye.